Okay, everyone. I decided to do a video on TikTok. Well, did a couple. And I'm going to do a similar one here. Just in case anybody wants to watch it here on YouTube. Some of you know me from my Twitch site, which I haven't done in a long time, or some of the videos on here. This is going to be a quick story about one of my more paranormal experiences in my life. Some of you have heard I used to be a custodian for a university where I still sort of live. I won't reveal the name, but it's not that hard to figure out, and you just have to do the work yourself. One night, I was doing my job, and I was up the stairs, and this was a place where people worked out. So there were some rubberized mats down at the bottom floor. And as I was doing my stuff, I sort of came out of this one office area and turned around, and something caught my eye, and it was actually the fire. Well, I went into emergency mode and ran down the stairs and was screaming for my coworkers. They happened to be outside doing a smoke break. They'd taken out some trash and was getting a cigarette break real quick, and happened to be talking to one of the security guards for a campus. So I run through and I'm screaming for them, and they don't even hear me until I hit the back door, and I said, "Are you guys out here?" Well, I screamed it, but that's neither here nor there. And both of them said, "Yeah, what's going on?" I said, "We got a fire." Well, one of them, his name is Tim. He actually used to be a firefighter, volunteer. So he's trying to sort of talk to me. We have discussed about the fire and all that. And I hit the fire alarm, and I'm grabbing a fire extinguisher as I run to basically start putting this fire out. We got to have the fire crew there just to basically, do whatever. Because they have stuff they have to do with this stuff. So I'm out there, and luckily, I told them to go up front and shut the lights off for me. Because I could see that part of this fire was coming from the lights above this area. Something like a bulb or some part of the light fixture had blown up. And it was raining down on us, onto the mats. So they were doing that, talking to me, and I'm trying to aim at the base of this thing with this little rinky-dink fire extinguisher that's there. And if you've ever put out a fire, when you're putting it out with a fire extinguisher, it puts a lot of particulate in there. You got soot, you got particles from like this rubberized mat that's got foam and a bunch of other stuff in it, I'm sure, which is just great for my lungs at that point. And you have the stuff coming out of the fire extinguisher itself, the foam from it. And as that's all falling back down, about 3 or 4 foot in front of me, there's a figure. This wasn't anybody who worked there. It was shorter than me. I'm about 6'7", so about 6 foot-ish, somewhere along there, maybe 5'10". And you could see the head outline and the outline of a pair of shoulders. And if you've ever seen like snow or something falling, it'll fall and it'll form like the outer edge of a brow, the tips of a nose, maybe the cheeks first. The facial features were starting to form from this particulate. I was more worried about the fire at the time. But I do remember it sort of had this look with its, what you could see. You couldn't see eyes or anything like that. But I got the distinct impression it was giving me the evil eye. As in, it wanted to kill me, wanted to hurt me, wanted to hurt people. I didn't get the fire out completely. I got it down pretty low where it was smoldering, but I was starting to cough from just all this stuff hitting me. And I realized I had to go get fresh air. And so Tim, who, like I said, was a volunteer firefighter, he took over keeping it under control till the fire crew showed up. And I'm outside, and the fire team showed up, and they go out the front door, and someone come around the back to check on us. And, I'm coughing. I'm not really telling them or anybody else about what I just seen, because that sort of talk is not welcome in this world right now. Or at the time it wasn't. So, fire crew goes in, and they take over him, and we stand out of their way, let them do their jobs. And they get done, and we have some people we have to talk to about stuff. Reports had to be filed. And basically we get cleaning that we could done because it took a good couple of hours. And we basically became part security guards that night, making sure because they had to keep certain lights off and certain doors unlocked for a while. So we were basically security for most of that night. So fast forward about 3 or 4 months, we had a new worker come with us, and he was actually our lead worker. And we were just taking a quick break one night and just talking amongst ourselves. And Tim had said, hey, tell them about all the stuff you experienced here. And if anybody wants to hear those stories, there's not any really more in depth than this one, but I might try to tell some of them. They're quick ones. And so I'm telling the lead, some of the stuff, odd paranormal stuff. And I look at him, and I look over at him, and I said, hey, you remember the night of that fire? And he sort of gives me the, yeah. And I sort of tell the lead what I seen, just like I've just told you. And he doesn't say anything. Tim doesn't. And Tim goes, and I didn't say how far away he was from me. And he said, yeah, he's about 3 or 4 feet from me. And I sort of spin my head around and go, what? And he goes, it was giving me the same evil eye. So 2 of us seen the same thing that night at different times. And we never discussed this up to that point. The place, I'd seen the stuff. If you've seen half of these ghost shows online or anywhere else, they'd say the place is haunted. And this was just part of my life for a while. To say it was a little creepy that night was an understatement. To find out that somebody else seen it was even creepier. But I never was hurt. I never received a scratch. I never received, something thrown at me or anything. It was just, that was one of the more creepier experiences. Hope you guys like this story, and give me a nice subscribe sometime. I'm hoping to do more videos eventually. Most of them probably be on my phone because my computer is a piece of shit now. And hope you guys have a good day, or not, whenever you watch this. Thank you.